Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Piers. I invest in service accommodation business. I've helped loads of clients through my consulting, my online program. So if you're looking to start your service accommodation business, please go down and check my website. It's got so much details for you to understand about service accommodation business. But also, if you want to learn a lot more one-to-one with myself, there is a lot more resources that you can use. That's right. This video occupancy rate is so important in service accommodation business. I know there's so many service accommodation owners who really understand the business of service accommodation. So especially when they're going through their training, they learn about service accommodation business, but what they don't realize is how important an occupancy rate is. Now, a lot of time, a deal analyzer, if you've used a deal analyzer of service accommodation, they would generally have an occupancy rate, but a lot of people don't still realize how important and how crucial it is. And today's video, I'm going to be sharing you some of the the juicy information that I normally use with my Bespoke Investor Club, and kind of give you some of the tips and tricks, maybe 3 things that's really important for understanding occupancy rate and how to increase it. So please keep watching the video till the end and you will get some really good content, real good value from this video. And as you can see from my screen, today's video is why is occupancy rate so important in service accommodation business. Now, the best thing about service accommodation business is if you understand, there's so many things to understand in general, but occupancy rate is one of the crucial, I'll probably say the top 3 things. If you know how to work around occupancy rate and really understand the depth of it, it will actually give you a very successful service accommodation in return. Now, there's so many other resources available in my website. So as you can see from my screen, I've left the link in the screen for you as well. So if you go there and you want to learn a lot more about service accommodation in general and how it could help your occupancy rates, then please make sure you go and visit this the website itself. Now, first of all, obviously I get asked a lot of time in social media, what is an occupancy rate? How do you actually work around it, or what's the ideal occupancy rate? That's probably the most of the time, that's what a lot of people reach out to me. So first of all, I just want to cover what is an occupancy rate. Now, obviously this is used in a lot more hotel industry because that's how it's all started, but in a nutshell, you can see an occupancy rate is the ratio of rented or used space to the total amount of available space. And they use occupancy rates when discussing senior housing, hospital, beds and breakfast, hotels, rental units, and among service accommodation as well. Now, that's in a simple kind of word. You just need to understand that it's the total numbers of nights occupied, which means that's what's gonna give you a return of clients actually paying you per night. So that's very important. Well, you can see from my screen, that's myself. It was sometimes last year, I just picked up the keys for service accommodation unit. Now, I must say, guys, it is one of the I still get chills. I still find it very fun. Every time I'm adding new apartments to my portfolio, I absolutely love it. It feels like I go back to day one where it starts all over again for me. I'm trying to set up now this specific apartment. I'm actually, about to do a video about it because I did post on social media. It was a unit that I only invested £500 of my own money, which was just to furnish it. Yes, I did pay rent and deposit, but apart from that, just to get it up and running, I only invested £500. Since then, till date today, it's actually making me huge profit. Now, one of the things I want to share in there was this unit was given up by a landlord who was running as an Airbnb. Now, that says a lot that I took it over, made some changes, and you can see from my results, I've got a long-term corporate booking, 81% occupancy rate, and I've paid only £190 on commission to online travel agents. So that is a great example how you need to understand occupancy, how you need to understand direct bookings. As a result of that, that's a win-win situation. You're not paying any commission, you're paying little or very less commission and actually making loads of profit. So moving on to this is a slightly outdated occupancy rate results, but I thought it would be quite nice for you to see it. Service accommodation had a 75% occupancy rate in April 2018. Now, that's just an overview, but guys, it says that if you're achieving 75% on a good price per night, you're actually going to make huge profit. So worth definitely, again, this is something I'll cover later on in the video, how you can, or what are the 3 things that goes hand in hand to, as a result of that, will give you a better occupancy result. This is an interesting report put by Visit Britain, and there's a report from 2018, 2019, 2020. Obviously at this moment of time, we haven't got any much more details since March, but you can see that, Jan and Feb are generally an okay month, and starting April, March, it starts picking up all the way till October, November, and starts to fall down. So what that means is, if you've got a good unit, you can make occupancy, say you've achieved 45 to 50% on Jan. If you achieve an average, which is the UK average occupancy, which is 65% on Jan, you should make profit on that month as well. So this is another thing, to understand occupancy rate is so important, that if you can get that right from day one, you, even in the poor month, you will still make money. Maybe very little, but you will not put any losses that that you need to cover yourself. It will pay for it himself, which is great because the units will work for you. And that's another reason. Now, a lot of time, what I get asked, why is it so important for service accommodation business to know about occupancy rate? Now, today, I wanted to share something that's a crucial part of service accommodation business, which is obviously knowing the profit and loss. That's exactly what an occupancy rate is. Occupancy rate is going to drive your profit or loss. Simple as that. If you know this, this will create a lot more different opportunity for you. Now, for example, I want to share that I share a lot more depth in online program, and my online program, I make sure that I give you some of the crucial, like the detail, which is like the cheat sheet, I call it, or the scripts that really gives you an understanding of why that is so important, and when you're looking at deal, how to make sure that occupancy rate will give you a result of actually taking those units or not. So for example, I've got 4 different criteria I've seen. I'll put here, which is 0 to 40% occupancy, which is 0 to 12 nights. So if somebody says, what's your occupancy rate of 40% is 12 nights, from 40 to 60% is 12 to 18 nights, from 60 to 80% occupancy means you've occupied for 18 to 24 nights, and then if you've got 80% to 100% occupancy means 24 to 30 or slash 31 nights. Now what that means is it's a direct correlation with your pricing. Now if you can get this together correct from day one while you're analysing your deal, you will be there massively successful on every unit that you're going to invest. So let's just move on to why, or the simple way to say is, what are the 3 ways to increase your occupancy rate? Now this is again one of the detailed section I've got in my online program, and I like to make sure that I've got like the crucial, the juicy part, the numbers shown, how to make sure the number adds up to be actually working for you. And not only that, this is why service accommodation units will work for you, because you know your occupancy rates are in the correct form, and you know that the implementation you've got against the pricing are perfect too. So without further ado, if you can see from my screen, the first thing is to being available and seen. Now the reason why I say this is, you might have a great looking unit, but if you get a booking on a Wednesday night for not 1 night stay only, you've now automatically missed the whole Monday to Friday contractor booking. Now you might achieve £100 a night on that Wednesday, but actually now you've completely missed Monday to Friday, which is probably £400 for that week, right? So that's another kind of where I make sure in my online program I explain in detail that you need to be, being available is one thing and being seen is other, and the type of clients that you're attracting. So that falls down to my second thing, which I'm going to show you as on my screen. There you go, that the right target market. Now, if you've been available and been seen, to the right target market, you will make sure that your occupancy rate straight away goes up, because you're not achieving those one night stay. What you're achieving is those long-term bookings, either through the online travel agents, or even if you've got a great branding in places. Now, one of the things I work with my branding and marketing consulting clients, so if you've got a service accommodation business and you want to scale up your business with the right branding, I've worked with a lot of clients who I've really shown them step-by-step process on how to scale and how to brand your service accommodation business to increase sales and bookings as well. Now the last thing I want to share is the correct pricing. So you can see how easy it is to just plan it accordingly. Now, if you're being available and you've been seeing direct bookings or online travel agents, you've targeted it to the right market, which you know what the market is like in your investment area, with the right pricing. That's exactly how you're going to start increasing your occupancy rate. Now, you might be on 40, 50, 60, whatever. Ideally what we want to do is achieve that 100% or even 80 to 90%. That's going to give you a huge profit for the month. Guys, I hope you have been enjoying this free training. I've just made sure that I wanted to give you as much as detail through this short video, and it's really to give you an understanding of how important an occupancy rate is in your service accommodation business. Now, please make sure you give a massive like to this channel, and if you're not subscribed as well, before I continue with my video, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel, because I bring videos like this every single week to help you guys understand service accommodation business. Well, if you've watched my video previously, you must know this, that I am a massive fan of celebrating my clients' results. I've done several videos where I've made clients over £3,000 in 4 weeks just by tweaking some things, some serious branding and consulting in their business. But also I've done a lot of Airbnb free hacks in my channel, through my social media, my website. Somebody reached out to me about 2 months ago. I did a free Airbnb hack and she implemented that in her listing, and do you know what, guys? I was so surprised. Within a week, I got a message from her saying she just received a contractor booking worth £500. So, guys, these are the videos that I want to create so that there's service accommodation out there. There's people like yourself who's about to start or actually are running service accommodation business will get value from. So, again, looking at my screen, you can see it's 100% occupancy, which is because they've been booked for 68 nights. That's 2 months 100% occupancy rate for this client of mine who's worked with me, and they've made £3,116. So that is a direct correlation of the right pricing. I think he was just below the market value. We did look at the calculation. He was, I think, £3 off per night, but still a great long-term bookings. That's what we wanted to do. It was not £3 less per night with only 50% occupancy. That was £3 less per night. It didn't matter because he didn't have to worry about management, he didn't worry about cleaning fees and all that, and he's got a long-term booking. That's a massive celebration for myself, and it was for, as we speak, it was March and we're now in May. So the client's still there, and they've got another few weeks to go now. Now, the other one I want to share is my own personal result. It's one of my service accommodation property. Again, I get this kind of results every month purely because of my market placement, the understanding of occupancy rates as well. So this one, it was sometimes last year, I put together, it was 30th of March till 28th of May, 28 nights, 93% occupancy rate. I made a clear £1,500 profit. So the total sale was £3,250, but out of that, taking all my expenses out, I made a clear profit from one unit for £1,500 in 28 days. So guys, there's so much opportunity in service accommodation business. It's just making sure that you're putting this kind of your calculated risk of occupancy pricing all together and really understanding it. Again, let's celebrate my client 2 results. As you can see from our screen, it's only 7 nights, but my clients achieve £1,000, well, nearly £1,040 for 7 nights stay only, which is, again, what a great achievement. To see that occupancy rate versus the right pricing can eventually just that's 28% occupancy, or 23 I think. And there you go, the clients achieve 1,040 in that. So if they do that for another 7 nights, they've made massive profit straight away by only achieving, I would say, about 46, 47%, and they will be in profit straight away. They don't even have to worry about break evens. So that's the sort of pricing you've got to work with while you're working with your occupancy rate. And again, less management hassle. They've got somebody there for the whole week, paying them such a great amount per night. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sure this has given you an idea about occupancy rate and the pricing and how important it is to put it together to really understand about service accommodation business. But remember guys, one thing I always say to a lot of clients that I go through social media, I get loads of comment on my YouTube channel here. The whole idea of this training program is to give you a whole understanding about service accommodation business and the little bits and bobs. But if you want to know the whole detail of service accommodation business, if you want to know how I run my business of service accommodation, the script, the plug and play, the whole kind of the system and processes are put together, I have, I'm going to leave a link down below for my online program where you've got access to pretty much everything in details. And I know that, I've got clients at the moment who've gone through my service accommodation online program who in 4 weeks not only understand the business of it, but really have the tools, the processes, the system that what I use in my online program. Now, for example, somebody reached out to me about a few days ago. I did a free Airbnb versus direct booking hack. As a result of that, they achieved £1,900 direct bookings, but they didn't have the tools. They reached out to me back again and said, Piers, what are the agreements do you normally send? Because it's the direct booking. Do I have to send them a contract? What do I do? Is it a check-in form? So these are the things I've covered in my online program. And also, not only that, I give you step-by-step process on what you need to do as a script and plug and play. So if you're watching this video and you'd love to learn more about service accommodation business, please check the link down below. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will be back with another video. Please give this channel a subscribe and a like, and see you soon.